Hi. So I've been taping in very weird spots for the last couple of weeks, and even when I did the live streams, it was in really not so good conditions. And the project for the set is actually getting pushed out because, believe it or not, my mother is getting a refinance for the house that I live in, and I guess the appraiser needs to take pictures of every living space in this house. Now, this is a private appraiser because she's getting refinance. It's not the city or where I live in, and so as a result, they're not going to be seeing the new set because it's intellectual property, and it's really, I think it's really invasive. I'm going to say it. I'm going to leave it at that. But I want to say a few things that I rarely talk about. I rarely talk about my family. It's been a long-standing policy since I've been on the alternative media for the last decade. It's like a hands-off or off how do I describe the word offhand? It's just basically a hands-off policy for these for the individuals, because I often are talking about them without them knowing. But this is my narrative, and I just want to say this very straight up, that I've sacrificed a lot to be loyal to my mother, and that could be a very expensive price tag, socially, emotionally, and developmentally. I think you guys know about my mother and how our relationship has been really faulty. I don't think I need to go into any more details. I think if you were to hear a lot of the context of the stuff that I post, you know that I have mama issues. It's not just on me, but it's also on her, but I can't say it that way because then I'd be accusing her and blah, 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 blah. But I also had guy issues too, and it all stems from people asserting power and control, and then I have no autonomy, and right now I don't feel like I have a lot of autonomy in my life. It's getting pretty pervasive as time goes on. It's like this room is like my mother could come in here because the electrical box and the water, the main water for the municipality comes in, so therefore she's got the special rights to come in here, kind of a thing. And then she'll call the PBX extension one too many times. She's not realizing that this is a workspace, and what I'm doing here is work. So I think part of the reason I want you folks to understand that it's not that I don't dislike my mother, I don't hate her, I don't always love her, but there's another problem, and as I'm talking I forgot to put my lav mic on, so you're going to be hearing the HVAC machine coming off. Basically my mother, it's a given that she has kind of put me on this planet as her pat on the back, and she got that so often to the point where she's so confident at what she's doing from something that's 30-something years ago. The way that she has parented me in the last 16 years really was demoralizing, to put it mildly. But my mother still gets the best mom of not the best mom of the year award, but almost kind of, it's a lot of patronizing, a lot of positive feedback loop in her mind. So whenever I criticize her, and I don't do this intentionally, it's just that she has never been criticized by the people that should be criticizing her, and just happens to be her son. It's not like I'm intentionally trying to harm the poor thing, but she got a lot of ego boosts from the moms, the other peer mom figures, and that worked in the special ed department in Londonderry, New Hampshire, and as a result, it it kind of got into her head, and also just changes to her temperament happened about into my first 10 years of life, and it never really has changed. It's gotten very, at times, toxic. Both, I mean, I take responsibility and she really takes responsibility. And it's getting to the point in my life where I really don't feel. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I'm not saying I'm harming myself or anything like that. I don't want people to think that, like, right now there's some sun outside because we just got the strong remnants of Elsa, and we need the rain. But dreary days don't bother me, to be honest with you, because my environment has been dreary to begin with. Well, relatively speaking, in like the last year, I don't have motivation. I don't have self-motivation. I've been increasingly getting depressed. I like to have a little structure, but I am flexible. But my mother is just loosey-goosey, doesn't have any, she has no structure. And when I say structure, I'm not being rigid like a typical Aspie or anything like that, but just, you know, there's just no standards for her, and there's no standards whatsoever. And as a result, while I try not to impede on her life, she's doing it on the opposite. So, you know, dealing with this depression, I'm not having some level of stability, and this person that just does everything, whatever her internal feelings are. And, you know, my opinion on people and their feelings, they're homos. Sorry. Is that a banned word on YouTube? I don't know. I can't say anything anymore. It's just crazy. But it's to the point where I wish she will bury me when the time comes for me, that I pass before she does. And I don't want anyone to come to my funeral. And I also don't want to be remembered. I want to be forgotten. And that's kind of where my legacy is becoming. And it's all out of my control now. I've tried everything I can to reclaim self-identity. Tried to find a way to claim to have a new version of yours truly. And every attempt in the last 5 to 6, 7, 8 years has failed. Because you have Teflon people in my life. I've kind of mentioned one already, but there were other people in my life that have Teflon personas, Teflon statuses, and stuff like that. And as a result, I don't have that Teflon, and things just stick on me and stain me for really the rest of my life. I don't feel like I've contributed much because of my lack of being able to improve my emotional stability and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, my legacy's been already written. I'm my mother's child, and so as a result, my mother, she has a lot of pride, but I can't have a pride of my own. The chances of finding a significant other is slim to none. The chances of having an offspring are now a lost cause at this point. And just the continual assault against men by macho men, by men that are not born, that shouldn't even be born in this century. They should have been born in the 10th century. These kind of dickheads, to be mild about it, are really putting people like me out of the market for jobs, for anything meaningful. And I try to be a gentleman where I'm not an aggressive, abusive asshole with a deflective, defiant, defensive demeanor, and also not be a deadbeat parent too. There's you know, basically, I guess my only purpose is here is to make a nice high-paying job to spoil my, the girl in my life, if there was one, and there isn't. And I just feel like an object or a supply to someone's narcissism. And I feel like that way to a certain point at home. I'm not going to go into specifics of which, because I kind of give you a broad example of how men are supposed to be. I just feel like there just isn't really anything out there for me, and I've already done what I've done in my life, so now I'm just more on sustaining it. But if something were to happen to me, I just want to be buried and be forgotten. It's not like I've done anything really significant to society, because I have not been valued. I've been felt like an object. I feel like I'm someone's supply to their demand. The one-stop shop to one's happiness. That's not me. It's a client that I'm just basically a unit, so to speak, a supplyable unit, deliverable unit, and it's catching up to my life, and it's taking away my own identity. This has nothing to do with autism. If anything, it's being used as a way to supply my mother, or other people in my life. And but this isn't something like I'm implying any self-injury, self-harm, or self-nefarious actions. I'm just telling you what I feel, how I feel in life, and it's very tiring, and it's halting me from the things I'd like to do in my life, and just people in general. Where I live in Southern New Hampshire, it's extremely conservative, extremely chauvinistic. In some cases, I don't want people to think I'm an extremist with my language at times. It's just a way to express this stuff. But people around here are gun owners. They believe in the Second Amendment before the First Amendment, which is kind of concerning. They are not tolerant of people that don't look like them. So if you're not typically developed, you're not white, you're not even born and bred in New Hampshire, because this is obsession towards purity, you're not good enough. And then just women here in New Hampshire, if there's anyone in the millennial age, that's a rarity, but they're hustlers. They just want to make a quick buck. They want to, it's almost like inverted feminism that doesn't work well, and I don't like hustlers. I don't like people that are just humping for money. Just be a call girl. Just stop trying to, like, if you really want to, it's just, people are flawed. Like, it's not, I don't think it's about age. It's just, something has happened in this society. It's, I never seen people love dogs more than they like people. Not to say that dogs are inherently bad things, and that's what they are. They're things to me. They're not pets. I'm just going to say it that. But, because I feel like I'm treated like I'm a pet by multiple types of people and multiple groups of people. And I'm just fed up with that. And, I'm a human. Yeah, I have a little couple loose nuts up in the head, but for the most part, I'm pretty sane. And I'm just fed up. I'm just so fed up with feeling like I'm a supply, I'm in a pet. I do feel like a pet. I feel like I have to be loyal, and I'm tired of this loyalty, and I'd rather be forgotten, and I'd just rather have my dead body just buried by my mother, because I just want to feel like I wasn't here, and I don't feel like I belong here either. But that's not saying I want to harm myself or do anything nefarious like that. I want to be clear with that, but that's something that I'm rationally thinking that I just don't, I don't feel like I was supposed to exist in the first place, and if it was for one female or two females, and that's it. And as I get older, it's becoming more and more apparent that that's what the purpose is. I'm to be here for somebody else. I'm to be a service for my typically developed mother, allegedly. And it's jarring. I'm getting burnt out. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Thank you for watching. My content isn't for sale. I'm not, monetizing my stuff. I'm just want to be honest. I'm sick and tired of having to be censoring things to not hurt people's feelings. It's like, deal with it. I've dealt with a lot in my life. Suck it up, buttercup. Till next time. Bye.